Hi, this is IK. Welcome to hendleDelete. hendleDelete Thunk. Here it is. Parameter is post.id. Baron delete. Immediately, event on click, immediately equal arrow function, and in body of that arrow function, we have call for dispatch function. Parameter of dispatch function is hendleDelete post.id. Okay, let's see hendleDelete in post slice. Post slice. hendleDelete, update hendleDelete. Here it is. hendleDelete Thunk. As other Thunk, we declare constant hendleDelete function equal create async Thunk. Create async Thunk, what the name said, create async Thunk. It means hendleDelete is async Thunk function. In parameter of create async Thunk, we have post through hendleDelete. It is string. That string would be included in creation of type of action. Type of action. Sometimes I said type of action creator. All is correct because final product of Thunk is action. But before that, we have Thunk. Thunk have parameter action creator create action. Thunk dispatch action, but not directly. He dispatch action creator, and action creator create action. It is always like that. We don't see explicit type of action. We don't here in post slice. We don't see explicit action creator, function action creator, and all that would be created by middleware and representative visible to us, and what we code is post slice. Post slice, all configuration is declaration. What we must write to have a functional Thunk action creator and action. Here we don't see action object. Action object, there is two properties. Action type, it is string type, and payload. Here we don't see explicit here that action object. Why? Because this declaration, this whole page, post slice, is a structural configuration how we write code script, but middleware does all other instead of us. But this post slice is very structured, and with practice, we enjoy write post slice. Every state there is a post slice. Post slice, duty of post slice is reducer. in a store in a Redux. That reducer, there is a state input and action input. But that action Thunk, Thunk dispatch that action object, but not directly, uh, but yes, directly, but by help, by M or the of creator, action creator. Okay, it is post handle delete. But here, I would click delete something. Okay, here it is, delete. Look at here, delete pending. Always we have delete pending. And after that, delete fulfilled. Delete fulfilled. And it is a type of action. Type of action, post handle delete pending, post handle delete fulfilled. But we never see it in post slice in that full content of Word. We see post through slash handle delete. We see it here. Post handle delete here. But where do we see pending? Down, add case. In add case, delete, here we see pending. But here we don't see post. We see handle delete dot pending. But before that, we don't see post. 3 words is in this Hungarian notification of object and properties. Let's get here. It means post handle delete pending, post handle delete fulfilled. And who write this post handle delete pending here? Middleware create this construction by what? Where middleware find material, find word to create this. Find word here. Here is a handle delete and up is post handle delete. Here is a new pending, but disappear post. And up is post handle delete, but disappear. There is no pending. And middleware, or we can always say that Thunk function does all, create that final string for action type. And it is action type. It is action type. Where is a payload? Handle delete pending. It is post like loading. We have post what we have. For post status is loading, error null. But we can see this. It is 5. It is here. It is AA. I delete it. Here is this first one, AA. Now it is in pending. Okay, I can this, but in fulfilled is there is 9. Here is number 9. It means 10 posts exist. Now will be number 8. Number 8. Here it is number 8. 1 post is deleted. and it is title A. Let's get, there is a lot of same. Now delete this one, delete this one, delete this one, always A. Okay, here it is, delete one. Now I have not A, delete, and I have this one post first. Again, I have a delete, delete, delete. Okay, I have only last one, and I can see fulfilled. Last fulfilled. It is only one status is succeeded, and only one post. It is that one what we see now. Pending. Nothing happened, only status changed to loading, and fulfilled always we have changed. It is interesting how it is changed in post slice, in add case. In add case, when fulfilled, you see state and action. It is reducer. Reducer have two input and one output. Output is in state. This state in input is copy of state. It means that state always exists. Who create first state? Create this configuration, post slice. Here it is. Here it is. Initial state. It create post slice. And after that, always, after that, Thunk dispatch action. And that action change existing state. And the Thunk never send state, never dispatch state, because state, our state, there is three properties: post, status, error. The name of our state is post, object post, with the three properties: post array, status idle, and error. And it is a state. But after that, Thunk dispatch action. Action is a type of action, and that type of action said what to do with action. And payload. Payload is always about post, array post. And payload change by immutable way. Reducer change state, existing state, in immutable way. With what change? With action. And the type of action who said what to do with payload. Payload. It is initial state created when we create in index, in the index.js is created this initial state. But we always see here state. We always see down it what is name of object? Posts. Here it is. What properties there is that object? There is object post array, status, string type, and error undefined type of data. And initial state is created, instantiated during execution of post slice, and post slice execute when in index when provider through props equal, there is a props equal, has props equal store, and that rendering of provider also process post slice this configuration. And in that process, we have a reducer, we have initial state, and after that, only Thunk dispatch action and action take. Let's get back to delete. Handle delete. Handle delete pending only state status change in loading, and it is changed directly. It is uh, primitive. It is primitive type of data, and they change directly. They don't need change by immutable way because they change immutable way by default. Even so, we write here directly loading, but here also we only through reducer go only action payload, only action payload. Handle delete fulfilled. We see that handle delete send ID the, in asynchronous request delete. I must find delete in asynchronous request delete. Parameter is endpoint address, and here is ID. Here is ID, and here is in parameter ID, because push button delete, we know ID, and we dispatch Thunk with parameter ID, and that ID is here in this function, async arrow function. In body of arrow function is declaration of response object equal await, what await promise, equal await axios.delete. It is asynchronous request delete, restful endpoint address with variable dollar curly brackets mean variable ID. It is concretely ID what we depend about what we click, which post we delete. And that ID, it is a request. Software on the mock server would delete that ID and respond to request with return this request, return promise, object promise, and that object promise have return response data. In this data, what we see ID. What you see, what we request, so we have response. Request, response is same data. Here also, server software, create, update, delete, add new, etc. Oven, with the oven software does it, but and after that respond same data. In this situation, it is only ID, and back that ID back we that ID we see in promise response.data, and that return go not to on click call it, on click activate arrow function dispatch. And in traditional programming, we know that function, there is a calling function and called function. Always called function return to calling function. But here, arrow function, uh, arrow function on button delete, who activate, which what activate with action on click, uh, is a button start function, and that function cannot return response data to button, but return that response data to add case down in extra reducer. All that don't write in any book or any post like this. I explain it in a very, very primitive way, bottom possible explanation, and always repeat uh, post slice is our declaration about middleware, and middleware does instead of has all as possible. And because of that, we don't see where return, but with practice and learning, and now when I said it to you, that responds to add case. And that case, extra reducer, it is part of middleware. And go to add case, and you see add case is very good structured scripting when we, with practice, would be enjoy does it. Uh, Good for maintenance, good for understand other developers. Excellent. And that ID coming in add case handle delete. Here it is, handle delete fulfilled. That payload dot ID action dot payload dot ID. Interesting here. We see here what I think. I thinking why we isolate ID here. Why it is not ID without ID. Without ID, like for add a new post, for upload. Why we need .id when it means like a complete post send in response data, and we now isolate ID. Okay, I try to see, does it work? Yes, it is work fetch, but does it work delete? No. Here it is. Request failed with status code 404. It means that cannot work without isolate ID. Okay, I see it. Now it is work. It's okay. And after I repair, it delete was finished job, and now a say post loading a we see delete. Okay, delete again. Save post. Payload. Payload, but there is something interesting here that we always, where we need it, we in add a new post, we need only title and content. ID would be add in mock server, and back we have back complete ID title content. It is, and we call it payload. Nothing extract from that. Payload is ID, ID title content. In upload, in update, in update, we send ID in through parameter, but in like object, we send title and content, but ID have separate place in address endpoint address. And the second object was title and content. Let's get to see update, 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 update post. We send 3 ID title content complete. But ID here is also in address. It is in arrow function parameter. But in body, we have 2 parameter. One is address of endpoint with variable ID, like in delete. And here in curly brackets, it is object, it is only title and content. When we, what we have for return, response data. In a data, we have ID, title, content, all together. All together. Here, it is update post, add new post, and now delete, delete, handle delete. We send ID in parameter. It go to variable ID in endpoint address on mock server. And response data. I can see what is in response data. Here it is. Response data, console, log, response data. It is 25. Okay, let's get C. Loading. ID, what is ID? Fetch post fulfilled. ID posts 0. ID 0. Now, what I see when I delete it, I will see 0 in console. In console, post slice 25, you see. Title, post slice Hmm. Excellent. I'll look at again. Uh, post one, content one, save post. Save post. Uh, save post now. Uh, uh, title, content. I'll look at here. Post one, content one. It is. Let's get see to Redux. This last one, add new. Add new. It is add new, of course. Add new is other. Delete now. Now delete. Add new fulfilled. Here it is, ID 1, post 1, content. Okay. Now, when I delete it, deleting, what would be hendleDelete, hendleDelete, fulfilled, there is nothing. There is nothing. Yeah, okay. Must go in console to see last post slice 25. It is ID 1, title post 1, content 1. It is slice post 25. 25, here it is. Log response date. It means that we received back. It is Redux. It is console. It means that we see here that in response data is post one, content one, and ID. And because of that, mock server returned to us a complete post. He delete that post on the server and respond to request with a complete post number one, ID one, and because it is payload, and because of that we need here, of course, isolate down. We need isolate ID. Here it is. We must isolate ID. Payload is object of ID title content, and from that object properties ID we isolate, and declaration of declare, we declare a variable ID equal that concretely ID what promise respond data give us. And here it is a state dot posts. This state here is post, name is post. It is our object state, and the properties post equal state post, state dot post filter. Filter is a method of array, like find, map. It means filter is outer function, inner function is arrow, here in parameter arrow function. Filter iterate array post. It means take post by post from array post. In oven scope, in oven body, filter function, there is a body, and in body of filter function is also arrow function, like inner function, and that inner function have access to scope of outer function. In that scope, find post. Variable post, it is one post, and in body there is a criterion. It is a criterion, logical criterion. It must be, it can be one or true or false. Post ID not equal ID, this ID, and post ID not equal ID uh, all, it means that all posts what satisfy this criterion, post.id not equal ID, stay, create new array. Filter always create new array. This is existing array, from existing state, original state. Now we filter create, but filter always create a new array, and all the arrays stay like before. Uh, it means that all posts what have ID not equal ID stay in a new array. Of course, only one post would not satisfy this, and that post not be in a new array. Disappear, there is no. And that creation of filter, new array, is now a new state. But IMER library, all that process work on copy of state post, copy of state post, and never mind what filter create new array. IMER library always created on the copy, and the original, there is no connection with original array post. There is no connection with this operation. It is immutable way of mutate. State succeed, don't go through reducer. It is a primitive kind of data, type of data, and that primitive by default changes in an immutable way. Okay, it is about hendleDelete. hendleDelete. We start from button delete. We send ID, but mock server deleted post with that ID, but return back, respond back complete post, not only ID. And if I said that what we request, what asynchronous request send to mock server, that go back. It is not in a situation of add new post where we send to mock server title and content and have back ID title and content. And here we now see delete, we send ID, and mock server return to us complete deleted post. ID, title, and content. And because of that, we must isolate only ID here. Isolate only ID here. Very, very interesting. I see that this moment during explanation, I see that discontinuity like was before, payload.id. It's very interesting how work filter and how what script we write to delete one post. Also, what script we write to delete update. And only fetch data and add new post is simple, very simple script. But for update and delete, we have unusual script. Interesting. It's all for this video. If you know somebody that needs video like this, send them address. If you like it. If you need it, subscribe to it. All that is a message to me for enjoying create a better and better video. And also it is message, it is information for all other that like your comment, your subscription, it is a number of subscribers. All it is information to a new visitor, to watch or not watch, after watch, thinking same or different information to new visitor and big information to me. Thank you for watching this video.